Football is a tradition here in Happy Valley. Over 100,000 fans come streaming into Beaver Stadium on 7 Saturdays each fall. Blue and white can be seen all around the valley during a football weekend here at Penn State, and the #1 student section in the country comes out in full force. There is, however, another tradition each game week that takes place just outside of Gate A at Beaver Stadium. Penn State students camp out right here at Gate A, getting ready for kickoff each Saturday. This campground is called Nittanyville. Now, being outside during the week, weather definitely does have an impact on the students and the festivities planned here each night. So I paid Nittanyville a visit to see more about Nittanyville and just what kind of weather impacts them right here at Gate A. To learn more, I had the pleasure of speaking with Nittanyville's president, Panase. As a senior, Cameron has been camping with Nittanyville for 4 seasons and has experienced all sorts of weather while camping outside of Gate A. Before we got into weather, Cameron explained a little bit more about what Nittanyville is.
So Nittanyville is a tent city which camps outside of Beaver Stadium before every single home game. So we're out here every single game, no matter the weather or circumstances. We're out here all the time trying to support the players and the team.
The weather is always in play when you're camping outside, especially in central Pennsylvania. Anyone that knows and loves football knows the season begins warm, but usually doesn't end without temperatures dropping drastically.
The weather that impacts us the most is definitely the cold. So when we get towards the end of the season, we have to be really careful when temperatures are dipping towards the low 30s. Kids can't be out here when it's under 32 degrees, so we have to really keep an eye on that. Especially later on in the season.
Freezing temperatures are one of the main causes of cancellations of Nittanyville. Another would seemingly be rain, but not at this university.
Rain really doesn't have an impact. The only impact when it rains is thunderstorms. There's videos of us out here playing wiffle ball in the pouring down rain from a couple weeks ago.
The only cancellation due to rain has been a few thunderstorms around the beginning of the season. Cameron also mentioned that snow has never been dealt with, but last year sleet made for an interesting night before the Iowa game. The winds were a big story this past week, interrupting the week-long campout leading up to Penn State's whiteout primetime showdown with Michigan.
We set up camp Monday, and yesterday I got a call around 5 o'clock saying that wind gusts were going to be around the 35-mile-per-hour range. Last night, so we were informed that we had to tear down immediately, get everything away from the stadium, and they didn't want tents blowing out in the street or anything.
Winds were still gusting to about 20 miles per hour when they set back up on Thursday night. Tents were swaying in the breeze all throughout the night. After setup, the 400-plus students were back for a fun-filled night. I stayed to talk with a few Penn State students about how the weather affects them while camping at Nittanyville.
So for warm weather, we don't really have to worry too much about it, but for rain and cold weather, we have to bring a lot of extra gear, blankets and things like that.
The blankets were a must this past week, with wind chills in the low 40s overnight. Sheila Maroney had the same thoughts about the cold weather.
When it gets really cold, it's good to bring tons of layers and gloves, scarves, anything. Is even though it's just still October, it's gonna get way colder at night than it will be during the day.
The consensus among Sheila and Athena was warmer weather always wins.
My favorite weather to camp in is definitely warm weather and weather without too much wind, because otherwise I'll end up chasing my tent down. Yeah.
No tents were being chased down, but students were excited for Whiteout Week and all that Nittanyville has to offer, especially those front row seats for the biggest game of the year here at home.
I love when the team comes, we get to see the team and Coach Franklin, but of course being front row in Beaver Stadium for the whiteout is just unbeatable.
Weather always has and always will play a role in this weekly tradition during football season here at Penn State, but this won't keep students from enjoying Nittanyville and all it has to offer. Nittanyville's next and last campout this season will be during the second week of November before the Nittany Lions take on Indiana here in Happy Valley. Students will again brave the ever-changing weather conditions here in central Pennsylvania for the best seats in Beaver Stadium. For Weather or Not, I'm Matt Yurosavik.